Good evening, my audience. Glad that you saw fit to try to watch another of my videos. Let me show you. This is another piece of wood that we are going to be using that was from that old broken easel. Basically, the wand I am going to make tonight should combine the length of this one the semi-precious stone at the end of the handle of this one, the handle design of this one, and the square technique of this one. So basically I'm making a combination of styles with that, and I will have to figure out how I am to do that. So basically, I'm going to have to take this. As you can see, it's a bit angled at this end, which I might be able to work into the wand. So basically, as I will have to trim a little of the tip off of this, I'm going to measure with this down a little ways, and basically my mark should be somewhere about here. As you can see, I have engraven a little line, which is basically, I'll use this knife, where I'm going to have to finish cutting it. So I'm gouging out the wood here, try and get this piece off. So, as you can see, I've cut off the extra piece. Excuse me, I didn't mean to tip those over. I have been rounding off the corners on the very end. All the split points are being cut off. As with this wand, and similar to this, I have a tiny knob carved onto the end of it. I want to try to achieve that same effect on this, though because this is such a long wand, I'm going to make it a bit longer and larger here. Of course, I'm going to try to add the glue effect on afterwards. Cutting from here down. This is a commission wand. One of my acquaintance has basically let my dear Melissa know one day, I believe this was yesterday or the day before, that they were interested in me making them a wand. And of course, then I sent Melissa over with a couple of my wands, different varieties among the ones that I showed you just now, specifying that they were to look over them and to give her ideas on what they would like theirs to be like. Because, as I have said before in different videos, every wand is different, and basically let your heart tell you when you're making your own wand. In the same token, the person should describe to me what they want on their wand. So, you notice I have basically given it the tip on the handle. Now again, there's going to be some glue on this. It'll make it bigger. Thus far, this has a nice feel to it. I am going to put another one of those, another one of the corner pieces here, like the small wood stained one. I've put one wedge in, You can see it. I think I've got the light better in this video than in former videos. I keep experimenting with where I place the small lamp. Basically, you gouge out the corners first. Try to keep them about the same positioning. And of course, every once in a while you're going to find something that tears away or that won't cut right, and you'll end up making it a slight bit off from the others. So, and then you start gouging out a little in the middle, first by pushing away from your body in this direction, and then afterwards by coming in towards yourself, which can be dangerous if you do not anchor it. As you see, my thumb against my other thumb. This is how I do it. You anchor it, and with this thumb, you push away from the knife, so you don't have this free force falling back against yourself if you should accidentally slip with your hand. So, basically, I've done the same thing. I may want to get a little bit more into it here. Then, basically, you have your head of the handle, and then I'm marking it with little marks. This is where your blade begins. And you're going to now start cutting all of this so that and I think for this one, I'm going to want to have the piece of the blade that meets the so-called handle of your wand. I want it to be a bit thinner and then get a little bulkier up here and then get thinner again as it goes up. So you're going to have this small piece here. This is same with all of the ones that I make. These are not toys. These are not to be played around with, waved at merely anything, and banged on anything. They're not for physical fighting. Wands are channeling energy, and because this is such nice wood, I believe this is redwood. It's going to have an incredible flow for the energy that will be pouring out through your hands. Pouring out or pouring in, so I will get work on that. Alright, so I believe the wand is finished in the cutting stage. Now, I've already had the glue gun preheating whilst I was doing this video. So, start with a little ball or bead, if you will, of glue at the tip. Not too much at first. I'm going to have this come down onto the corners of the base piece, like little pieces of vine or branch. Remember, I try to make mine look like they were possibly cut straight out of a living plant. They may appear to have little pieces of bark or growth on them, uneven growth. Yes. And then adding into the middle between the two corners, something a little more rough cut. Something wobbling from side to side or whatever. If it works, it works. Works, it works. And there is that piece. Alright, so tip has been glued. It has this lumpy effect to it, and again, as I have specified in numerous videos, I'm going to hold it at the side and twirl it around so that the glue doesn't start sliding off in one direction. It stays pretty much where you put it. And it doesn't take that long to dry. I've noticed with these long, like this long glue sticks, they tend to dry more slowly than the shorter ones, about that long. Which can be a good thing, can also be a bit of a pain in the... Let that pass. So, now start... Oh yes, I have to do it closer here because the cord doesn't reach. Doing the main piece of the handle. Basically, I'm putting a ring of glue. I'm shaking the glue gun so that it has a rough hewn look to it. Giving it this jagged look to it. I'm going up one of the corners now, and now I'm rotating it onto one of the others. So I've got this blotchy, unusual, rough bark-like pattern that, and you gotta just love the opportunities when the glue gun starts hoarding a bunch of glue onto its nozzle, and then suddenly it comes out in a very irregular, patchy shape. I absolutely love that because it is so totally wonky and natural looking. I mean, this looks like it's got some of the bark still growing on it. Oh, damn. Alright, so, reload. Glue stick ran out. This is the tricky part because often the glue stick does not want to go with the natural flow, and if you can see it, it's holding itself up. You have to tap it back down so that it meets the old remainder of the glue stick, and oh yeah, I tap it again, and usually only have to do it 2 or 3 times before it starts holding its own. And of course there's all the glue strings that get all over it and sort of make a little bit of a bloody hell for me to deal with, but you can easily pull those off once they have all dried. No harm done. I'm making it a little thicker in the glue right here. Give it a little bit of a grip to the handle. Right there. Catch all the strings, and once again, start turning it, rotating, 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 because you don't want that glue all oozing down the wrong side. And of course, the glue starts to get a thick, whitish look to it once it's dry. So, and let me know. I've got an idea for another video. To literally take a picture of one of the wands from the Harry Potter movies and make an identical replica to it. I rarely ever do that. I have done Voldemort's wand once for my brother-in-law, just because that was his absolute favorite, his favorite character, his favorite wand. It's not traditional that I do that. I'll put a little bit of a thicker bit here, so it's in lieu with the thickness of down here, or rather, should I say up here. But as I was saying in the video, if everyone would like to see me try to make an identical replica to it, I would be pleased to know. I am right here. I am carrying on the same, as it were, pattern for the wand. This might turn out to be one of my new favorites, and pity me because it is actually for a customer. But this could be one of my favorite patterns. I will have to take pictures of it and save them, perhaps on Facebook. I haven't done Facebook of my wands in some time. In case any of you are interested, I have my own business you can find on Facebook. It is called Rowling's Wands. You can get the spelling of my name from the channel that this video will be on. I may post this directly to the page. On the page it will show you all the different wands that I make, though I will have to update it, I believe. I believe I only need to put the glue on the handle of this one and not on the blade of it. So I'll need to put a tiny more on the handle. For now, I've worked my way up the third piece in the handle, as this wand appears to have sections. The customer specified black, purple, and red. So I've got to figure out a way how to do that. If I want the blade to be black that fades into a red at the tip with a purple handle, or black handle, purple fading into red. I'm not too sure. I know Melissa specified something earlier today, but I'll be damned if I can remember what it was. That's the problem with having a rather opaque memory. So, I believe I'm done gluing it, except for the rotating, of course. How do you think? How does it look? I like the shape of it, the 1, 2, and 3 sections. I believe I was going to do black blade fading into red. So, that would require fishing out the mixing bowl, because I have found, putting the knife away, black. Oh no, that's white. Black is here. So yeah, obviously, I put that in the wrong pocket, so I'm putting it in the center one now. Try. I do beg of you, do not mix your paints up. I traditionally use the same brush. Yes, it's still pliable. So if you take the idea of the blade including the small pieces between each of these, I am painting these black. Black, as everyone knows, is one of my favorite colors. This and green, but it has to be a certain type of green. A really rich green, whether it's a medium rich deep green or a dark deep green. Black is a very dignified color. It goes well with the gothy sense of my existence. By the way, in case anyone knows or is interested, I dyed my green robe in black today, as well as my long brown wig is now black. I hope to show you in one of my next videos. Right now, everything is still very wet and dry. I've never painted a wig before. I don't have any clue how long it takes to dry. So that perhaps I will mention on my next video if I remember. Hopefully I will. Perhaps my viewers can remind me in the comments section of this post to show everyone. So, I've done dividers, and now I'm working on the official blade itself. Ooh, it has a nice feel to it. It's still square, which is absolutely perfect. The handle pieces are square, though the blade and blade sections, or dividers, if that's what you would. They're round. As with any wand, try your best not to sit on it, because it will, of course, break. Try not to hit anything with it, because, as I said, it will break. Okay, I'm going to say about here is where the black ends and the red should begin. So, I'll set this down. Try not to let the painted areas come into contact with anything that would be damaged by it or that would damage it itself. No problem. Looking for the red. Brilliant red. I think it's brilliant red that I use. Or was it scarlet? It might be scarlet. I'm not seeing an exact red. So, I'm going to make a blend of the so-called brilliant red and the light brown, because as I have said before, the light brown has a slight reddish tint to it, and because the light brown is not exactly red, I want to use less of it than the official red. Okay, and I'm pretty sure the tiniest bit of black got into it. So, this is going to be very nice color, rather unique, I'm sure. Now I blended in with the black that was underneath it. Try to make it have this so-called morphing appearance. And I found a little bit of the wet black, so that's actually very good. The paint does not dry too quickly. I prize myself on boldness of color. Things that will jump out, as it were, and catch your eye. If I had a physical building for my wand shop, I would probably not have these boxed up like Garrick Ollivander did in the Harry Potter series. As awesome as I think that method was, have them in boxes, it would be like what a store would probably have in the Wizarding World. I would probably have mine on display. Right. So, can you tell the black that fades into red at the tip? That was my goal. Now, I have napkins over here. I rarely ever use water in my painting to clean the brush until I am completely finished with the painting project. Or I have the brush so covered in dark paint and I'm using something much lighter, say perhaps yellow, as compared with black. You come up with a very nasty green in that combination. Okay, purple. I have poured into the tray. Now, because this piece of the blade has dried already, I can use this to pick up while I paint the purple on the handle. And This purple is turning out so light. I'm going to want to add an ultramarine to the mixture. And not just a tiny bit either. Medium size drop mix. And I have come up with something a little more deep. See, purple isn't just a feminine color. It's not a teenage girl thing. This fellow who requested the wand is anything but a teenage girl. And it's a royal color. Men of all different places of the world used to wear this as a symbol of superiority of birth. Whether you're one who would believe in such a thing or not, it is a very elegant color, and I can see that this is going to need 2 coats. So I will show you what I can tonight for this video, and then I will finish the painting later. Or perhaps I'll just push pause, and when the time comes, I will show you the finished wand. Alright, so this is the wand. Red fading into the majority of the black. The purple handle. You see the way we made this? It's almost blue, but it is technically a deep dark purple. This is the wand that we have made on this video. Hope you liked it. Thank all of my fellow YouTubers for watching this video all the way to the end, otherwise you wouldn't hear me say this. Again, as always, if you like this video, please give me a jolly good thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll say hail and farewell.